Okay, good evening and welcome to the Monday, August 4th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Sykesville Planning Commission. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from our July 7th meeting. Anybody have any comments or issues or corrections with those minutes? That being the case.
Mr. Chairman, I do want to mention that we did receive public comments regarding the approval of the minutes. Basically, the applicant from the last meeting did have some comments based on the minutes. Mm-hmm. Our recommendation, because we did just get those, we will forward them out, obviously, to the Planning Commission once this meeting is concluded. And what we'll do is, when we approve the minutes of this meeting, the mm-hmm. August meeting, we'll just make note that those public comments were received and are part of the record.
Okay, so but we can still approve the minutes as written right now?
Correct, again, unless there's changes or anything from the Commission.
Okay, that being said, I move that we approve the minutes of our July 7th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a seconder for that? Ted, all in favour?
Aye.
Aye, okay, approved. Moving on. So, county updates, Claire, your last county update.
Right.
Moving on. Moving up.
Sounds good. Good for you, Claire.
So I was going to introduce Carlisle, but she comes from quite a distance, so she'll probably be here any minute. But she is our planning technician. She's been with us for almost a year now, so she'll be working directly with you guys and town staff as I take like a more indirect role at this point. And then just a couple updates with the master plan. We've got our 3 work groups: agriculture, economy, and housing. They are all wrapping up this week. Hopefully none of them will need an 8th meeting. And then the chairs of those work groups will be presenting their reports and recommendation to our planning commission. Tentatively scheduled for October 1st, but probably at that evening meeting or their October business meeting.
Great.
And then we will be at the downtown Sykesville Farmers Market on August 17th. We've just got like a pop-up booth that's pretty much just trying to get people involved, let them know about the master plan process and how they can like sign up and be more involved when that opportunity arises. And then lastly, we've got a couple text amendments. This is Carlisle.
Hello, Carlisle.
Welcome. So much building, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We only just started. You're good to go.
And then we've got text amendments that are going through Planning Commission and then back to the County Commissioners. One is solar to comply with the new state legislation. And then the other one is, let's see. We're revising the employment campus district, and that one is actually headed back to the county commissioners in mid-August, and that will basically, it's eliminating the need for a development plan for the entire campus to be submitted up front. Apparently that's kind of a big ask for developers and has become a barrier. So instead, there's going to be some additional steps added to the site review process throughout that whole process. So, those are the updates I have. Any questions?
Questions? Issues? No. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thank
all your work all these years.
Yeah, of course.
Good luck and
I'll be around.
all that good stuff.
See you guys again.
Welcome. Thank you. All right. So moving on to our business agenda tonight. There's two parts to that. I guess we can deal with them both together and then vote for them separately after that.
The idea was,
Kevin?
since they're closely related, we'll just do one staff report, but we can vote on them as individual items. So the applicants, they submitted 2 items to the Planning Commission for review and consideration. First being a site plan for the incoming restaurant at the train station building located at 7618 Main Street. Second item being an amended plat to allow for the entire structure along with proposed additions to remain on a single lot. So starting with the site plan, it is showing the original train station building along with the existing rear patio as well as the proposed enlarged kitchen addition. The project aims to accomplish various alterations to the train station building and overall site just to better accommodate that incoming restaurant business, which is going to be Lib's Grill at the station. The most notable feature from a site planning perspective is going to be that newly expanded addition on the western side of the structure to house a larger commercial kitchen. So this new kitchen is going to be about 1,600 square feet and it's gonna replace the existing 842 square foot addition where the kitchen currently exists. Some other exterior alterations include changes to the rear platform to create a single level, hopefully year-round dining area. That's not going to impact the footprint of the platform or the original building. And then all other proposed changes to the business will be interior and not impact the layout or design of this site. Regarding the plat, so the Planning Commission again is being asked to review and consider the amended plat and reconfiguration of parcel 479, lots 1A and 2A. And the purpose of this is to create more logical boundary lines for the two lots and ensure that the enlarged kitchen can remain within the appropriate property boundary. And that's because the current configuration of the lots would result in the new kitchen addition straddling the boundary between lots 1A and 2A, so it would be basically sitting on two different lots. But that'll be avoided with the amended plat. And then all land being reconfigured is owned by the town, so there's no issues or concerns with ownership. There's a few other aspects of the project that are subject to some reviews from Carroll County agencies, the Sykesville Historic District Commission, and Maryland Historic Trust. Most of those approvals have already been received, and staff doesn't have concerns that any conditions that might be required to receive any outstanding approvals would alter the site plan or the plat, at least from the Planning Commission's perspective. So a quick analysis, the continued use of the space for a restaurant is allowable as a principal permitted use in this business local zone. The proposed addition will comply with all front and side setback requirements, and it does not encroach into the rear setback any more than the existing structure. The site plan does indicate that a small portion of the original train station building encroaches into the required front setback, but this building is considered a legally existing non-conforming structure and thus may continue to exist as is based on our zoning standards. And I did want to note that all property lines being shown on the site plan are based on the amended plat that is being presented this evening as well. Our code would require a total of 43 parking spaces for this use based on the square footage of the train station and the structure, or the train station structure and connected platform. The site plan does not provide any dedicated parking spaces, but the structure is located directly adjacent to a newly renovated parking lot that has a total of 20 spaces, and then it's also nearby several other free public parking areas that can be utilized by restaurant staff and guests. And then I also wanted to point out that the total square footage that's going to be utilized by guests isn't changing between this restaurant business and the previous restaurant business, so this parking calculation is the same calculation that would have been required by the previous restaurant businesses in that space as well. The Planning Commission may approve a payment of a parking impact fee of $1,000 per parking space in lieu of providing the required amount of spaces, or offer a modification, reduction, or waiver of any parking requirement in the business local zone should they find that adequate parking is already existing. And then quick analysis of the plat. So while the lots are being reconfigured, the total area between both lots is going to remain the same, and they're both going to continue to serve their existing purpose. So for example, lot 1A is primarily going to remain for the restaurant space, and then some additional, along with all the additions to the original building, and then a portion of the adjacent parking lot. And then lot 2A will remain primarily as public parking and some transportation and pedestrian infrastructure. So again, the new lot lines are essential for the proposed kitchen addition that's being shown on the site plan, but the changes aren't going to have any practical impacts between the relationships of the two lots or how they currently function. So again, it's a change on paper, but in reality, nothing is going to change in terms of function of that area.
Okay.
So with that, Planning Commission is being asked to make two determinations. One is review and consider the proposed site plan for Lib's Grill at the station, and two is to review and consider the amended plat for parcel 479, lots 1A and 2A. The site plan and amended plat may be discussed simultaneously, as we said, as they're related and have impacts on one another, but should be voted on as individual items. Staff does not have any outstanding concerns with either item and would recommend approval of both the site plan and amended plat as presented, along with the waiver of associated parking requirements. And then as always, our recommended motion concluded if the Planning Commission agrees with those assessments. That's all I got.
Good. Any questions, issues, comments on any of that? Any comments about the parking, which?
No change, right?
No change?
No change?
Yeah, so it's the same thing, the same amount of space that would have been required by any other previous restaurant use.
As a representative of the applicant, I'll just simply say that the town is willing to pay the parking impact fee if necessary.
Okay, right. bearing in mind we've discussed the parking impact fee in
Right,
other
right.
committees, and
Mhm.
it's something of an anachronism and doesn't really help anybody to do anything, does it? It's never created one parking space, so.
Can you remind me how many parking spots goes away with the kitchen extension? I think it's 3 or 4, but I can never remember. I get that question a lot at council meeting, just because, you know, there's different things that we're doing around town, and I don't know if people are adding it up or whatever they're doing, but.
So after the redesign of the parking lot, there were 4 spaces that were along that, let's call it the eastern side of where the original design had it. But since they wanted to push the kitchen out, it eliminated those 4 spaces.
So 4.
Just for this. So overall, when the town was looking at the design for the parking lot, we were losing 4 already. So then the kitchen addition was 4 more on top of that. So we lost a total of 8 in the parking lot.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? No? So, 2 motions. So the first motion, I move that we approve the site plan for Lib's Grill at the station, located at 7618 Main Street, with a waiver of all associated parking requirements. Do I have a seconder for that?
A second.
Seconded by Ken. All in favour?
Aye.
Unanimous. And the second motion, I move that we approve the amended plat for parcel 479, lots 1A and 2A, as presented. Seconder? Mike? All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good to move on. Thanks. And we are now moving on to town updates.
Yeah, so pretty light town updates. This month, the main thing we have is that the enclave final plan we sent to our engineers. They've looked at it. Hopefully we're gonna get some markups of those plans later this week, fingers crossed. You know, see what they say, and then obviously it still has to go through county reviews as well, but you know, that's moving, so we'll see when that comes through. But our engineers should hopefully send something back to us here within the next few days.
Okay.
So.
Is there any movement at all on? You remember when we approved the little service station up at the top of Springfield Avenue, and there was much to do about, you know, what we could and couldn't do, and then nothing ever.
So I haven't, since our approval, I have not heard any updates from them. I've heard, I guess I'll call them rumors potentially, but I don't want to put those on the record because I don't know what's true and what's not. But I haven't received any updates, so it is on my, I guess, to-do list to reach out to the owners of that property and kind of try to get an update for that. So hopefully I'll have something for you guys by the next meeting.
Okay, good. Any other questions or issues?
We had a long discussion last time at the Planning Commission. Have you heard anything from the applicant that had the long discussion with us about anything about any pathway forward?
Nothing yet, just besides the comments on the minutes that Joe mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. Besides that, we haven't heard anything.
No new plan?
No new plan or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, issues, anything anybody wants to bring up? No. That being said, I move that we adjourn. Seconded by everybody.
Everybody.
Pick one. Okay. Seconded by Ted. All right.
Ted.
All in favour? Aye. We're done. That was a nice quick one. Good. All right.